Hello. Hi. I'm just gonna wait till more people pop in and then I'll start. Let me turn my music down because it's a bit loud. Turn my music down. Oh, I accidentally opened up my stream. For the one person who is watching, today I am building an acrylic TOFU60. What I have realized though is that they have pre-installed the screws and the standoffs. I don't know, KBDFANS is very inconsistent with this kind of thing. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take off these screws and place them to the side. So on a TOFU there are 6 screws, and it should be compatible with most poker layout cases from what I know. Well, not most poker layout cases, most poker layout PCBs. So yeah. Here's the case. It's very clean. I've put the bump-ons on already. As far as I can tell, I don't see major machining marks on the inside. It's a very clean case. Compared to an aluminum TOFU, here, I don't know if you can see very well, but the side profile is basically the same, through and through. It's basically the same as the aluminum TOFU, but in the well, in acrylic. Today these will be built with Everglide stabilizers and Kale box jades. Nice loud clicky switch. One of my favorite switches. But before we get into that, I need to test the PCB. So here's the PCB here, the DZ60 from KBDFANS. And what I've got to do first is flash it with the latest version of VIA. And if you don't know what VIA is a tool that most people use to configure their keyboards. And so how this will happen, right, is, okay, go away bot, I don't care. Anyways, how this works is, basically, let me get this up here. Basically, there's a tool like this. It's called QMK Toolbox, and basically what this allows me to do is to flash the keyboard with a version of VIA that makes it compatible with VIA, because it comes preloaded with VIA sometimes. As you can see, it pops up on VIA, but it doesn't always work. There's always some issues with the lighting. So what I'm gonna do here is reset the board by pressing the reset switch, and it's really bright. I'm gonna put that face down. And it says here, there's a device connected. So I'm just gonna flash it with the file I already preloaded on for the VIA for DZ60. Unplug it. Plug it back in. And as we can see here, with the case away, it shows up perfectly on VIA. Now the next step would to actually be to test every key on the keyboard to make sure it works. So how we do that is VIA has a built-in key tester like this, which measures key presses, and all I do is I just take a pair of tweezers and I join the contacts on each pad. As you can see, it makes escape 1, 2, and just make sure that every switch is reading an input. Six, 7, 8, 9, 0. Dash, plus, and backspace. That's what this is what makes the keyboard glow. So the lights on the bottom of the PCB here, this is what lights up the rest of the case. So that's the underglow on the PCB that makes the whole case glow, because the case is translucent. Here, I'll actually show you. So just because the case is translucent, you can see that when the PCB glows, the whole case glows bright color with the PCB. Just tab. Enter. Right shift, and right shift works. And the last bit is the bottom row. So VIA, got left control. There's left windows, left alternate, space, right alternate, Windows, menu, which doesn't show up on the key tester because it's serving as a function key, and control. So this PCB is fully working. So we can go ahead and disconnect that. And that leaves us with the PCB. So what I'm going to do with the PCB next is I'm going to prepare it for building, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to install stabilizers. So if you don't know, stabilizers are what make sure that your longer keys don't rattle when you press them. So here are the stabilizers that we're going to be using today. So it's light stabilizers. Durock. Just hang on. So there's 3 parts to a stabilizer. So it's the wires, which are here. Then there are the stems and the housings, which make the whole stabilizer go together. So how these are installed is I'm going to lubricate, I'm going to use what is known as Krytox 205 grade 0 on the stabilizers, which will make them smoother and reduce the chance of rattle from them. So how this works is I'm just going to take the brush and I'm going to put some lubrication on it, some lube. I'm just going to coat the inside of the stabilizer with a light layer of lube. And I'm going to do this for every housing. Hi Azrael. Azrael, join the voice call. Why aren't you here? What are you doing, Azrael? Come join the voice call. I'm bored. Give me someone to talk to. Oh, thanks for the follow, Snoo. I gotta go soon. Yeah, just come in and talk for a while. I don't know what everyone else is up to. But it's a fun board to build. I build a lot of TOFUs, and TOFUs are pretty fun. You can't voice call? Oh, that sucks. Ah, you're in another voice call. Okay. Yeah, I've been building TOFUs all week. And there's a lot more TOFUs coming up, and I think a few KBD75 V2s. Along with some personal builds of mine, I've got a KBD8X coming. That's a cool TKL. I've been looking forward to it for 3 or 4 months now. I've been waiting for that board. I'm going to... this build, you're going to kill me. I'm building this with box shades, but I love box shades. And an Alice. Oh yeah, I do have an Alice coming. The Joe Alice will be fun to build. I've never used an Alice board before. And it's pretty too. Box shades again, yeah. Like, I love box shades. Box shades are a great clicky switch. Way better than cherry blues or Gatoron blues. Like, click bars are better than click jackets, objectively to me. Gotta love box shades. Am I missing a stab housing? Did they give me 9? They gave me 9 stab housings. What? They gave me 9 stab housings. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, well this sucks. I need to go find one of my stabs. One of my personal stabs. Oh no, it's here. Okay, there's 10. This is for who? This is for a client of mine. It's not my board. I think he's watching now. Are you here, Alonzo? It's for a client of mine, so it's not my board today. Now that the housings are done, I can loop the stems. Also about that $20 iron. Yeah, do you need it? I can just pass it to you. Yeah, what's up, Lonzo? This is his board. So he's getting a bunch of shit come together today. Agile, do you still need that iron? What does it look like actually? It's downstairs right now, so I don't have it on me, but it's like it's basically like your cheap hardware store iron with the plastic handle and like a tip. It's a conical tip. Did I put the stab in the wrong way? Oh, I did. You just need to find it. Well, then why have you been complaining that you don't have a proper working iron this whole time? Those irons look great. The tip is super rusty. Is it like fully oxidized? I'm going to assume your tip is fully oxidized, or something along those lines. Well then, do you still need my iron or not? Because I have that extra iron and I can straight up just pass it to you the next time I see you. You don't really loop the stem? I just loop the stem. I loop the stem and the housing in case, you know, for like a layer of redundancy. Because the last thing I want is I have to reassemble these stabs. So like, you know, just an extra layer of lube for that extra little layer of redundancy, just to make sure that I don't have to rebuild them later on. Because I absolutely, I don't know, I just don't enjoy building stabs as much as I enjoy building the rest of the keyboard. $7. Yeah, you okay if I can pass it to you? Yeah, sure. When are you free? Because I'm gonna be busy throughout next week. I've got work. Oh, so I am Tarkin. Yeah, you thought I was Ezreal. Yeah, Ezreal. Eugene thought it was you when I joined the voice call just now. How are you, Eugene? God, I dropped my brush. Is that 205 plus 1? Yeah, it is 205G0. Both has an accent. Ezreal's accent isn't as strong though, I think. Oh, so you thought I was Ezreal because we both have accents? Anyways, my trusty tub of Permatex will come to save the day again. And now what I do is I coat the wire in Permatex. Just give it like a thick amount of Permatex. Here. As I insert the wire into the housing. And that means now I can install the spacebar stabilizers. Remind me to wash my hands later, because Permatex always makes my hands super, 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 super sticky. One stab down, 4 more to go. Do I have this in the right stab hole? Now my brain is lagging. Hang on. Just measure this again. Yeah, okay, it is the right step. I don't know why. I keep forgetting which holes I'm supposed to use when I'm assembling the stabilizers. Especially with the DZ60, since they have the option for the 64 key and the 61 key layout. Non-split right shift. Yeah. People who use split right shifts are inferior. Imagine using a split right shift as well. Yeah, I'm building for a client. So Azure, when are you gonna start using split backspace? Split right shift is aesthetically sick. What is so appealing about a 1.75U right shift with a 1U key behind it? Like, what part of like a split right shift appeals to you? Is it the extra key that you get? Like, what are you gonna even put on that extra key? You need function for 60%. Yeah, I'm building this in ANSI. I'm using a 6.5U space, so I'm just gonna put function right here on the bottom right side. Why do you despise the function on the bot row? Like, what's wrong with it compared to using the function on another row? Yeah, if it's NC, then I guess full right shift is fine. So Eugene, you prefer going split right shift and then a 7U bot row with the extra key being your function key, is that right? But Azrael, if you like the extra key, why not just split backspace? And most of my you use win keyless. I see. Yeah, I could see that on a win keyless build. No split backspace is cancer. So you do use split backspace? Is that what you're saying? You don't ever use right shift. Ah, okay. I use right shift. I started using right shift a lot recently, so I've actually started typing with right shift in like my daily typing practices. So now I'm actually growing increasingly dependent on the right shift key. So I don't know whether I'm okay with splitting it, because I have tried the 1.75U right shifts before, but it's mostly on 65% layouts and 65 and 75% layouts. Because they have a 1.75 right shift, like, and you can't choose. Those 65 and 75% layouts always have a 1.75. Why is it not going into the stem? There we go. Okay. Yeah, you don't ever use, yeah. You should learn to use right shift though. Right shift I found has made my typing much more efficient. Because when I press right shift, then my left hand doesn't stretch as much to type keys I need to capitalize on the left side. Why is my screwdriver having so many problems holding onto a damn screw? There we go. And then there was one. Just to confirm, because my brain keeps double crossing itself, I need to make sure that I'm using the right shift stab. Because I don't want to solder this build in with a 2U right shift. Yeah, okay. That's the right one. There we go. I hate this stabilizer, the left shift one, because on this PCB specifically, because it just never gets held in properly. Finally. Oh, it's not screwing in. Oops. Alright, stabs are done. So now I'm gonna test and see whether the stabs rattle. To do that, all I need are a few keys and a switch. So let's just use a novelty screen that I have lying around. What's up, June? I don't feel any rattle. Oh, this one's not all the way in. That's why. I'm happy right now. You're finally able to buy a 3080. Wow, that's a big, powerful graphics card. How much did you pay for it? Alright, the spacebar is good. In Canada, so it's been so tough for stock. What's it like in Canada now? I've only been to Canada a few times. 1,163. Is that in US dollars or Canadian dollars? No rattle here. So far, so good with the stabilizers. Let's try that right shift. 1.2K, yeah. Oh, okay, 775 US dollars. Well, I'm from Singapore, so we're nearly 1-to-1 with the Canadian dollar. So I can sort of understand how much you paid. Nice. Oh, how are you, by the way, King? I didn't know you were here. The stabilizers seem good. But what I found is that, well, since today, I'm building this with box jades. The stabilizer rattle is actually a lot less noticeable, even when using those switches, because they're just clicky. But even then, I just need to make sure that there's no rattle. Didn't think I have to work so hard to give NVIDIA my money. Why didn't you wait for AMD's cards? Because apparently they're making a big surge too. Alright, let's plug in my iron. Well, while we're waiting for my iron to heat up, we can open the switches. Alright. The 3D modeling and the render engine I wanted to use for... Ah, okay, I see. Only NVIDIA cards are supported. 20, 30. Yeah, AMD has some good competition for sure. Yeah. Are you running an Intel CPU still? Ah, yeah, okay. 6800 XT is kind of unbeatable for the price. Well, not unbeatable, but it's very worth the price. 40, 50, 60, 70 KL box jades. Nice and clicky. You're running a 3800X, didn't go with the latest, and offering this time. Yeah, box jades. I love these switches quite a lot. I'm in the small minority of people who actually enjoy using clicky switches. And with that, it's going to be box jades on an acrylic tofu, which I will show later, and it looks pretty good, on an aluminum plate. It's a pretty nice plate. It is the KBDFANS aluminum plate. You're actually thinking of trying box jades. Well, I like box jades so much. The plate came slightly bent, so I'm just going to try and unbend that off screen. Because of the shipping, I presume. To make sure that the plate is as flat as possible. A nice up production value. What's up, Seven? Yeah, good stuff. I'm just gonna try and straighten out this plate as much as I can, because I don't know who handled it during shipping, but it is kind of slightly, ever so slightly bent. Alright, yeah, so I've got the plate nice and straight now. And with box switches, what I found is it's actually nicer to insert the switches first, because they're 3-pin. So I'm gonna insert a few switches, quite a few, maybe 5 or 6, or maybe more, just to anchor that plate down. And then I'm going to solder these switches in all at once while pushing it down on the PCB to make sure that the switches are sealed tightly onto the plate, tightly onto the PCB. gonna do, I think, like these 12 switches. Solder these 12 switches in, and that should hold the plate in place for the rest of the switches to be soldered in fine. Look at that, nice and snug. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna solder one leg of the switch in. Is the jade lubed? No, it's not lubed. These are stock jades, and that's because I find lubing the box jade doesn't really do anything, first of all. And in fact, might even make it less clicky and less, what's it called? Less tactile, that's the word. Bruh. Hi, Hugo. You're not studying for econs? Yeah. Nice tofu. Yes. Not screw econs. Why not? We have an econs exam tomorrow and you're not studying, but you're in higher level, so you have paper 3. You're not worried about that? You're not worried about paper 3, Hugo? I see. Experienced builder now. Oh. Let me shift my desk. Nah. Well, Hugo, why aren't you concerned about econs? Paper 1 was honestly so good. You think even if you get 5s, you'll still get a 7. You're that confident about paper 1? Because I heard that the paper 1 was actually not that easy for higher level. So you're confident that you scored basically full marks on paper 1, is that right? The stuff you studied the night before it came out. Exactly. Wow. Then you must be lucky. It's major PogChamps. Yeah. So exactly what you studied came out. Yeah, almost word for word. Wow. The exact topics and everything? Like, wow. Okay, maybe study paper 2, but what about paper 3? Because you still have a paper 3. I don't have the paper 3 because I'm in standard level, but I know that higher level have a paper 3. Yeah, okay, see you, Hugo. See you tomorrow anyways. Paper 3 is pretty good. Is paper 3, oh, it's just math. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Then you should be fine. I hope, but I say this now. Yeah. Well, now that a few switches are in, I can continue to solder the rest of the board together. Because now I know that the switches are being held in nice and tight. See you, Hugo. These switches are kind of tight on the plate. That's good. I just need to make sure that all these switches are nice in a nicely snug. Like this one isn't sitting right because it's not in the plate correctly. There we go. Nice. Oh, you must be Budget Build. I recognize your name. How are you? You're in Twitch chat this time. Yeah. Oh, I dropped my screwdriver. How are you, Budget Build? And that tofu is not within your budget. It's not that expensive of a tofu. Idiot. I soldered in a switch with a bent leg. Which means I gotta suck this out. This tofu? This tofu wasn't that bad. It's an acrylic 60% tofu. So maybe we'll get a TOFU65. The TOFU65 is a nice board. But I thought you wanted a KBD75. I thought you wanted a 75% board. Or is it, did you want, are you the one who wanted the 65% board? Or the 75%? I've got to have to warm wiggle it out. Hang on, give me a minute. Apparently they speak bought yesterday. Oh, it's shipping out now? Did you buy it in the end? I thought you said you didn't buy it. Okay, well I need to warm wiggle this out, so what I'm gonna do is gonna heat the pad up. Well, I'm gonna have to reflow it first, and then heat the pad up and pull the leg out, because apparently the leg is stuck to the pad. It was $49 till night. Oh, so you just decided to buy it? Oh man, I was gonna sell mine to you if I ended up not wanting mine. Now who am I gonna sell it to? Why does all the switches I put in have bent leads? Other stuff's Sungai. I don't know whether it would sell. You think it would sell? It's not even called Sungai anymore. I feel so bad. There we go. Now both legs are out. I mean, from what I've heard though, it's a very nice price to pay for those entry-level speakers. So I mean, I'm not complaining. Okay, now that that switch is done, I can go on to soldering the other switches I put in. This one not in. The problem with box, yeah, okay, the cheaper than the Pebble. Yeah, this is a client's build. I seem to be building a lot of tofus nowadays. But everyone likes tofus. I mean, you can't really go wrong with the tofu. It looks good. It sounds decent. And for the price, there isn't really anything other than like it at this price point for an aluminium case. Because I mean, you look at it, all the other entry builds, all the other entry boards around this cost are all plastic, ABS. You have your NK65, you have your KBD60, initial decal, yeah, tofu expert. Thoughts on the Ramakara? I think it is a very good looking board, and for the price, it sounds very worth it. The Kara. I mean, for 160 US dollars, it's a very good deal, I feel. I don't know what the ABS plastic will be like, especially the injected molded ones. And also, I'm gonna wait for round 2. Yeah, paying almost the same price for an NK65 ABS case. Yeah, just for the top. I like the aesthetics of the Kara, but I don't like the fact that it's HHKB only, because I don't really like the HHKB layout that much. And that's the gripe I have with it. Like, if they released it in like a regular 60% mount, I probably would have picked one up just to try it out. But the fact that it's HHKB only is kind of a turn off for me. They teased Kara XL in the commercial for it. Oh, did they? I don't think I saw that, but what is Kara XL just a bigger Kara? Or is it still 60%? Maybe a bigger layout. I would be interested in a Kara TKL, but it would just basically be a ABS U80. At that point. I think at least. It would just be a... Oh, a full size would be very interesting from Rama. But that would also cost quite a bit more than the 60% Kara here. There is also something that I'm looking forward to. I think it was called the Bauer Light. That's what I'm interested in as well. It's also injection molded. Have you heard of the Bauer Light? Yeah, the Bauer Light looks good. I think it looks really nice. But I think it's going to sell for like $200 US. Or maybe more. Maybe like 230, 240. Because the base price of the Bauer is already so expensive. Miss a switch? Nope. No. Okay. Everything so far is soldered in. Not ABS though. Can't shine it. Yeah. I don't really know how that would work, because like, I don't know, like, I don't think someone's gonna be excessively rubbing their case every day. So I don't think that the ABS cases will shine. Though I do like shiny ABS on keycaps. Trying to get into keyboards, looking for 60 to 65% with a budget of 300. Is it 300 Canadian dollars? If it's 300 Canadian dollars, you can get a TOFU for that price. Oh, USD, yeah, that's more than enough. Just go for a TOFU. I mean, or maybe the Kara if they're okay with what's it called? The HHKB layout. If they're okay with it, yeah. You don't think he likes HHKB? I tell you what you did miss out on. You missed out on the Hex 3C. And the Hex 3C looks like a really cool board. I want to build one soon. Sooner or later, at least. And at that price point, the Hex 3C was a really competitive price point. I mean, there's still the TOFU. You can try and get your hands on a Brutal 60. I don't think a Brutal 60 is that expensive. I do think Canon Keys also has some pretty nice kits. Do they? Are they still in stock or are they sold out? But I mean, for 300 USD, you have a lot of options. You could wait for a what was it? No, Black Friday. Brutal 60 from Canon Keys. Yeah, the Brutal 60 from Canon Keys. You could wait for, I think, what is it, Black Friday, where the KBDFANS is releasing the KBD67 Lite. Oh, Tata 68 daily for 3 years, looking to get a TKL or 75%. Well, what's your budget for that? Because if your budget permits, what I'm guessing you didn't get into the SAT 75 group buy that just ended, or I'm guessing it's out of your budget. Oh, you're gonna try for an iron. That is a big fish, but looking from the sound test of the iron, I don't think it actually sounds that great. But it's a big, heavy board. And it's expensive as hell. An iron is very expensive. What are you gonna do if you don't get the iron, though? Have you thought about that? They're gonna region lock Canada for 5 minutes? Oh! Shit! Okay, nice. Then you actually have a pretty high chance, I think, if they region lock Canada. How many? There's a lot of units for iron, right? There's a huge amount of units there that they're running. Hang on. Yeah? Yeah, okay. Just give me a minute.
You open the aircon. Your toilet is open.
Hey. Okay. You need help or not, Auntie? Oh, okay. Do tomorrow ah. Everyone ready?
You sound like you're so tired in here.
Huh?
I feel you sound like you're very tired here, so I try and cut it.
Okay, thank you, Auntie. Hey, sorry about that. I had to go help find something. My room is not huge. Where was I? I was soldering the second row, was I? Acoustics, yeah. Was I soldering the second row? I think I was. Because these are all done. Yeah, okay. I think that's where I was. I was soldering the second row in. What did I miss? So you guys were talking about the region lock for iron. They're gonna region lock Canada for 5 minutes. Okay. So they're making 700 irons worldwide. Is that right? The region lock thing works quite well though, I think, because the Ilum one, a lot of people managed to get out with satisfaction as the Ilum KB. Oh, my iron is not hot. Yeah, my iron cooled down when I was away, so that sucks. I think I went into standby mode. I don't know whether you can see. Okay, there we go. As we hit 300 degrees, we can start soldering again.
Sorry, you guys are talking.
Hello?
Hey, stop talking.
Is that you, Hugo? Is that you, Hugo? Hello?
No, this is not me.
Hi, Hugo. Why are you suddenly back with a different name?
Anyway, I was thinking, right?
Okay.
Ring, ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Are you okay, Hugo? Anyways, that looks like the bottom row is finished. Well, the second row, and that leaves the numbers, the third row, and the bottom row. So I'm going to leave the bottom row till last. I'm going to do the numbers on the third row first, because I hate lining up the bottom row.
Your room is massive, bro.
My room is not
enough
that
space to fit a TV, a PC, and that desk, bro.
Hugo, shut up.
And a couch. Can't forget the couch.
Hugo. You gave up studying on econs?
Okay, that's me. Okay, I gotta go study. Sorry.
Okay, bye. Well, yeah, that's my classmate, Hugo. Jun, if you're trying for iron, why didn't you try for Andromeda when that dropped a while ago? You there? Or did everyone leave when I was gone? No, I wanted a blackboard. Oh, okay. Blackboards are nice. I love black boards. What white silver boards do you have? Because as far as I know, you said you have a Tada. And that's about all I know. He was hoping to get a SAT 75. Did he miss out? Did you not manage to get a SAT 75? Oh, you got nulled at cart twice. That is a feels bad man moment. That's feels bad man. Should ask more friends to help you buy. Because either way, it's like a 1 year lead time. You have to wait a year anyways. But I mean, don't feel bad because there's so many other boards out there that are just as nice. Have you looked at the E7 V2 that's coming out soon? Or has it started already? I don't even know. I was looking at that for a while. It looks like a very nice board. You have the Tata 68 coming in. You have a white duck board and an E-white KBDX Mark II. Oh. That's some pretty nice boards. I have a deep blue KBD8X supposed to come in, I think, next week. So I'll be building that on here again. And so I actually ordered that board like 3 months ago, and I've been waiting for it for like since August. It was supposed to ship in October, and it's already like mid-November. So let's see how that one goes. That's a pretty nice board. I hope. I cut myself an aluminium plate for it since I didn't want to use the brass plate on it. So it's been sitting in my drawer for like 2 months. And so I'm just itching to solder it. There's some way nice 75%, but to be honest, you really like the knob. Have you seen the KL90? The KL90 is another 75 coming out that has 2 knobs this time. I think it's called the KL90, or is it the KLE? Something like that. I just remember it's a 75% with 2 knobs. You've been in the KL90 Discord for a while now, and you've been talking to the designer. Cool. Well, are you gonna grab a KL90? I'm not too big of a fan of the KL90 though. I'm okay with it, but like, I wasn't even that big of a fan of the SAT 75. I think for me, the offset arrow cluster is like something I don't really like a lot, where the arrow keys are lower than the rest of the bottom row. Yeah, that kind of sets me off a bit. If you can get an Iron 180, you hold off on the KL90 R2. I'm surprised you're not going to sell the Iron 180. But did you not hear the sound test for the Iron 180? Because I heard it and I felt like it didn't sound so nice. It didn't sound very nice to me, at least. That one's a bent leg. I might remove this switch. You go in the bent leg switch pile. Not only you haven't heard Iron 165 sound test, go hear the Iron 180, because it doesn't sound that nice to me. Yeah, the Iron 165 sounds good. That is a given, but the 180 doesn't sound that nice to me compared to like the 165. The 180 just it sounds kind of underwhelming. And if you are getting the Iron 180, are you going for the full brass bottom? That heavy board. Is it on Geek Hack? I don't see any on YouTube. I can't remember where I saw it. Someone sent the link to a Discord server I'm in. And I just watched it from there. Oh hell no, that's yeah. But why not, right? I mean, it's full brass. It's gonna be so heavy. Though I think once it patented, it's not gonna look that nice, especially with like the oxidation that's gonna happen to the brass. But it's a cool concept, you know, having the whole bottom cases being made out of brass. just adds the, yeah, I'm not actually a big fan of the bezels. I like more streamlined, more thin bezeled designs. So that's why I'm not very interested in the iron. So more chance for you. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the really thick bezels that the iron has. Yeah, I really like the bezels of the F1. The F1 is one of the best looking boards I have, or think. Well, it is the best looking board I have in my opinion, and it is one of the best looking boards out there. Other boards I think that are good looking are, well, obviously the Jane. The Jane V2 looks really nice. You also have the when the top and bottom bezels are bigger than the side bezels. So I'll pull this out here so you can see this better. The thin side bezels are what really gets me on this board. I just really like the look of the thin side bezels. I just think it's a vibe. It's a really nice vibe to have. Okay, so now that these three are in, I've got to line up the spacebar because I always forget which hole the spacebar goes on. Oh, those box jades are sounding kind of nice. Love box jades. That sounds pretty nice. I think that sounds really nice. You have to look deep for that, yeah. It's quite underwhelming in my opinion, the Iron 180 sound test. But what really impresses me is that they're running in that many number of boards at that price. I think that is quite unprecedented. I don't think anyone's run that many boards at that price yet. Alright. Paragon looks super. Oh yeah, I was looking at the Paragon. It's a good looking board. The problem with all these super chunky boards are, like the U80. For me, the U80 just sounds really hollow. Like even with the muting kit, everything I've heard, the U80 just sounds super hollow. How? I just need to make sure that all these switches are pushed in all the way because they're at the end and the plate is kind of looser around here. Like with this spacebar, that switch is not in all the way. There we go. Now it's in all the way. Alright, and now that these switches are pushed in, we can solder them together and we'll be done with the soldering. U80 for Rama and Stonk. All would decide for me if I go for the KL90 is when Alex Odos does his stream build. His stream build of the KL90? I didn't know he was building the KL90. It looks like a really cool board though, the KL90. I'm quite a fan of it. It happens oh wow. So you're going to decide whether you buy that KL90 or not the day before the group buy runs. How much is the group buy price of it again? Oh, let me remove these caps before I test them. Why do I need a keycap holder? I have access to the top and the bottom of the switches. Alright. 7, 8, 9. 550 for the allocate. Comes with, wait, 2 top cases? Wait, so $550 and you get 2 top cases. That's a steal. That is a good price. Anyways, what I gotta do now is we gotta test the PCB. So I'm gonna unplug that. I'm gonna plug this in with those red lights over here. It is really bright, so I'm gonna turn on the brightness later. Okay. I'm going to okay, right alt's not registering a click. Oh, that's just because I forgot to solder a pin. So I did miss a pin. You. Okay, let's plug you back in so we can continue testing. And now right Windows. Okay, that actuates. Menu, so that would be F1, F2, F3, F4. Yep. Okay. Alright, everything is working. That is good to know. Sticky keys. No, I have that sound on whenever I press my caps lock key. Just because I want to know when I accidentally click caps lock. So that's just on there. That's just on there for me. I do that on purpose. It's not sticky keys. It's just a noise that comes on whenever I click caps lock. Anyways, here's the case that it will be going in, an acrylic TOFU60. And it is a very clean looking case, I feel at least. And with the underglow from the DC60, I think it's gonna look great. The light's gonna disperse very nicely throughout the case. And for whatever color you put on it, it's gonna look absolutely amazing. And there's 6 standoffs. And use my screwdriver. So I'd like to actually start by screwing down on the center standoff, because just to anchor stuff in place. But I don't tighten it all the way fully, because I just need to move the plate around sometimes a little bit. And I screw this one in. And the bottom one. And after this, now I tighten the center one, just to make sure that everything's positioned properly. And that leaves 3 more up here, here, and here. The one thing I don't like that much about the TOFU is the flex isn't the most even because of the awkward standoff placement. And the standoff placement means that the flex isn't always, you know, completely even, completely smooth. So like some corners may flex a little bit more than the others, and also the switch sound isn't the most consistent. But again, these are box shades, which actually negate a lot of the switch noise variance. So it's the most of what you hear is that click at the top. tofu is complete. So now all we have to do is mount the keycaps onto the tofu, and then I'll plug it in for a final review. Yeah, it flexes a lot, and it's also because I'm on 2 desk mats, so when I push down, it pushes down the keys quite a bit. Oh no, that's not the right key. You're here. And to complete the set, let me get the rest of the keycaps here. Alright, hang on. Here. It's a very nice set. It actually sounds pretty thocky with the box shades inside the acrylic case. The thing I hate about these trays is it's actually kind of hard to get the keys out individually. Like I have to kind of push on the bottom and then dig it out with my finger, and that just could just be because I have no fingernails, or my fingernails are extremely short, but for some keys it's just annoying. But this board is actually looking pretty clean, especially with these caps. This tofu is not for me, it's for a client of mine. So, no, it's not for me, but it is definitely a very cool tofu. I think it's one of the nicer tofu builds that I've done. I think the acrylic case, I just think acrylic tofus in general look really, really nice. I don't know if that's just me, but I think they look really, really nice. Starting to come together, and I think it looks pretty damn good. I can't wait to plug this in and see like the lights on how the underglow diffuses through the case. That's one of my most fun moments when I'm building acrylic cases, because do you have any recommendations for type of solder wire to use on keyboards? I swear by this wire now. I use what is called Hirosaki, it's leaded solder. I use 0.8 millimeter solder here. I don't know whether you can see it. It's rosin core, 0.8 millimeter solder. Hi Taxi. What is up Taxi? Kurte. I don't know whether you can see, so I use Hirosaki rosin cord 0.8 millimeter solder. 6337. And it melts really nicely, it flows really nicely. Tell me yes or no. Yes. If it's for buying something, sure. Why not? Fuck. Are you buying something? You heard yeah, so I use 6337. I like that solder a lot. It flows a lot. It flows really easily, melts at low temperatures. It's easy to desolder. And it's just a joy to work with. It is one of the easiest solders I've used. And the keyboard is nearly complete. Now this does come with accent spacebars and enters, which are red, or like hot pinkish red. Now, I'm gonna put those on later, and I'm gonna leave it at the stock white cap look for it. Is there a specific weight I should look out for? I don't know about weight of solder, but my roll I think came in 100-gram rolls. I use 100-gram rolls, so, and it lasts me quite long. So, though that should be fine for you. I mean, if you're not building that many boards, 100 grams should be more than enough of solder. All right. Here is the moment of truth. The board is finally complete, and let's plug it in. If I can find the port, this is embarrassing. And here you go. It is really bright, so I'm gonna be turning down the brightness in VIA. And there are many options you can do this in VIA. Over here. So if we go to lighting, we can have the underglow effect, but first what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down that underglow brightness because it's just really bright right now. If you're still here, Alonzo, you can turn up the brightness in VIA. I'll run you through that later. But what there is now is there's a ton of options that you can do, and I think what is really nice is actually rainbow swirl. If you want that nice glamour shot. Okay, see you, Jin. And you've got this nice swirling rainbow, and I think if you go like Rainbow Swirl 6, it goes a lot faster. Here you go. Yeah. And that looks pretty. That looks pretty. I'm gonna turn down that brightness a little bit so it shows up better. And what I can do is I can actually hook up a typing test for you now so you guys can see how this sounds. So, what is going to happen is I'm just going to hook up this typing test and I'm going to turn down the music so we can actually hear how this board sounds. So I'm just going to... And it sounds great. I think it sounds great. I love box trades. God. I'm choking. Oh, that is a choke and a half. That is a choke. I was going fast and then I just choked at the end, but it is a great sounding board. There's no spacebar rattle. None of the mods have rattle. Alonzo, I hope you like your board. And look at that. Look at the lights. Look at the lights going through that case. You can see the bottom here, the underglow is coming out. I think it's a pretty good looking board. You cannot go wrong with the TOFU. It looks really good, doesn't it? And like, especially with the different light effects. So if I have VIA over here, there's just a ton of effects you can use. Like, what is this? This is night. Or even down here, gradient. You can have like gradients for solid colors. Yeah, we'll send this pic to your friend to see if he'll let you build it. Yeah, send it to him. I'll take some, I probably will take some nice pictures and upload it into an album. What is this? RGB test? So it's just, it shows off the colors. And I do know on this camera that I have up here, it's showing up as a lot more washed out. But in real life, the colors are actually really, 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 really vibrant. So just so you know. I'm going to leave it on Rainbow Swirl 3. So I think that's a pretty good, yeah. I'll go through a few more typing tests just so you can hear the proper sound of the board over here. And, you know, just enjoy the board for now. Because it is a very, very, very nice looking board. And I think clicky switches sound nice contrary to popular consensus. Okay, that's slightly fun. At least the tofu is more readily available than something than the NK65. The tofu is basically always in stock on KBDFANS. So it is definitely more readily available than the NK65, but obviously you're going to get some trade-offs because first of all it's a 60% form factor, though the TOFU60 is also available. It is a different design aesthetic, I feel, and the NK65 entry edition. I mean, if you want an aluminium case that looks good and, well, sounds decent and is a solid entry point for beginners or anyone really into the hobby, for the price, I think a tofu is, well, one of the most bang for your buck solutions out there. And I don't think you can go wrong with a tofu. And what I need to do next is I actually need to configure the second layer here. So what I like to do is I like to set all of these to transparent keys because we're controlling all the lighting through VIA. And what I usually set for these keys is I like to set these as the arrow keys, the WASD. So left, down, right. So next time, and basically when I trigger that function key here, what happens is these keys then become the arrow keys. Just to test whether that works, and this just makes it a lot easier to use the 60% layout. I think 60% without arrow keys is a bit of a disaster. I mean, so now that we're done with the board, we can talk a bit, and I can play around with the lighting, because this is fun. There's just a lot of effects you can do. Let's see what Snake 6 is. And so Snake 6 is something that's running around the board, and I guess I get to pick the color. Can I make this bigger? Oh, I can. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the numbers are just speeds at which the snake goes around. I see. Rainbow Mood. Let's try Rainbow Mood 3 because this is faster. And so this is more of like a gradient thing where it cycles through the colors and it doesn't go in like a circle. But yeah, I mean, if your friend wants a tofu and what was it? He has like a $300 budget. Like, go for it, man. It's a solid entry level board from KBDFANS. And if you wanna splurge a little bit more, the TOFU60 I feel looks just as nice, or maybe even better. And you get like a nice accent weight on the bottom, and you know your arrow cluster and your nav keys that you get on 65%, and it's a little bit more. Ah, okay, yeah. I never really was into acrylic cases. I had an EO87 for a while. I sold it off because I much prefer the more understated, low-key look of boards compared to the really loud acrylic boards like this. Like, I can appreciate it for a while, but after a while it starts to wear on my eyes. So I wouldn't personally not build something like this, but it's a really, really cool board to you know, use once in a while. But yeah, I did have the EO87. It's a really, really, really nice board to use. I personally very much enjoy the EO87 as a board. It feels great. Yeah, it's very polarizing. So like, it's very nice to look at once in a while. But I don't see it as something I can like keep on my personal desk very long. Though it might vary for you, because I know people who would love this on their desk every single day. But at the end of the day, it's just the style of board you want, you know, because you have loud boards like this. But if you look at my F1 8X here, it's black and white, and I love it. Like, no one would ever know that it's an F1 8X. It just looks like a $20 office keyboard. I don't know whether you can see that, but yeah, so it just looks like a $20 office keyboard here. But if you know, then you know. You know what I mean. It's if you know thing. And I absolutely love how this F18X looks. I think that it's a really, really nice board. And I think that, you know, I could have this on my desk forever. Yeah, coming from a lot of RGB, Ducky, Corsair, Razer boards, I love the understated boards. Yeah, it's a really different aesthetic to what's it called? It's a very different aesthetic for compared to the very gamer oriented boards. They always have very aggressive styling and stuff like that, but you don't even have to use RGB to be loud. Like I think you were here, but I still have the TOFU that I built the other day, and it's loud in its own way. It's not RGB, it's not, well, in your face RGB, it's not glowing, it's not bright, but it's loud in its own unique way, and it's a board that grabs attention. And you know, every person has their own sort of preference to how a board looks. Some people may prefer my black and white understated look, some people might prefer like a loud board, and some people may want it to light up in all sorts of colors. So it's very, very preferential for this sort of thing. Nice keycaps. Yeah. Thank you. I'd probably want to get a black TGR Jane with a red plate and a GMK Wob with GMK Serica Latin as a dream endgame. That's actually pretty similar to my endgame. And for me, GMK white on black is objectively my favorite. It's, in my opinion, objectively the nicest GMK set. I just like stuff like that. GMK Wob is my favorite GMK set out of everything. I do like the other louder GMK sets, but you know, you cannot go wrong with white on black. I mean, I just joined the group buy for GMK Hallyu, and I really like that set. But even then, I would still take white on black above Hallyu or Firefly or Olivia, stuff like that anytime. It's really preferential, because I know a person who would take maybe like a light up acrylic board like this over my black and white F1 any day either. So like Seven, if you're there, I know you're starting to move over to the simple looks. You were talking about how much you like. This is actually the photo that got me into custom keyboards. Let me see that for you. Oh, very nice. GMK white on black, my favorite set. CRP, you've always liked simple stuff. I mean, you did buy a really loud rose gold Vega, didn't you? Oh, you have GMK Sumi? And yeah, Jun, that is a very nice picture. I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. Here you go. It is a very nice picture. When did you got the extras yesterday for Sumi, or did you get the group buy? That is a nice set. I want that Windows key. Mine says code. Look, mine says code. I want the diamond. Where do I get the diamond from? Oh no, Sumi, you got, okay, isn't, oh yeah, wait. Right. I want that diamond entry key. That Windows key. Where do I get this? Mine didn't come with it. That's so cool. Oh, you got it when you first joined the hobby. I see. Yeah, I want that diamond entry key. That's so cool. That's so much cooler than code. But I mean, code is still a cool button. I like code. Code is a cool button. But it's not hiragana, because it's, if you look at the picture, it's regular. I think the diamond key will come with Wob hiragana. Yeah, I think the diamond key comes with Wob hiragana itself, but I think that he's using GMK regular Wob with the Wob hiragana enter. That is cool. Now I'm gonna start hunting Wob hiragana. Oh, that is cool. That's a cool key. But anyways, I actually have quite a lot of boards coming up. I've got yeah, I've got a few TOFU65s that I have to build on the way. I think there's 1 or 2 KBD75s that I have to build on the way, and then there's my personal KBD8X. I have a Alice layout board coming, so that's pretty interesting. I'm interested to try Alice layouts. And then further down the pipeline next year, I have a Hex 6C that is being delivered somewhere in 2021, which I'm excited for because it's a Southpaw full size, and I think it's great. I think it looks great. I think I think it's gonna be great. No split? No, what do you mean no split? Like, no split keys? I didn't split my shifts, I didn't split my backspace. Oh no, no split keyboards. No, I don't have any. Well, if Alice counts as a split keyboard, then sure, because I got some of the Joe Alice boards. I got the Joe Alice board that's being that gallery and a few others we bought into it. We've got some E-White Joe Alice's coming, which I think look really, really nice. So that will be built in, I think, one or 2 weeks when it comes. Alice is Alice. You want to try typing with your two hands apart? Did you see that thing where we were all typing with, like, where was it? Like, there was a whole period of time where we were typing with, like, hands crossed like this, with two keyboards, and we were like, yeah. I was doing that. Is the GMK Wob on drop different from it? No, I think this is the GMK Wob. This is the GMK Wob from drop, but this is from an earlier run, not from the run that just shipped out. This is from an earlier run. So it's the same kitting, but it's not the same set. Like, it's not from the same batch of production. Yeah, toe spacebar. That was legendary. I still hold the record for that. I don't think Go Yu Chen has beaten my record on that yet. Gonna be getting a C64. I don't actually like beige key sets that much. Wait, is C64 the beige one? I can't even remember now. I think it's the beige one, is it? Let me. Yeah, it's like beige-ish. I'm not a big fan of the beige-ish sets. I like simple dark sets. So, like, you know, this GMK Firefly, GMK Olivia Dark, I'm a fan of. I prefer GMK Olivia Dark over Olivia Light, which is an unpopular opinion, but yeah. And then I just prefer the darker sets, unless it's like a very simple light set like this one here. I love this set too. I'm not so big of a fan of like the super colored ones. EBPT Cyrillic, or wait for the JTK one. I'm personally waiting for JTK Grison. I don't know how you pronounce it. Grison? I think that looks amazing. I'm waiting for JTK Grison, white on black Cyrillic, triple shots. I want a bunch of, it's basically all my boards have some sort of variant of like white on black, which I think is, I think that's just because I'm a fan of white on black. So I'm gonna go, Wob Cyrillic. Yeah, there is Wob. It's not out. It's not coming anytime soon. But I'm hunting for Wob Cyrillic, and I think Wob Cyrillic looks great. I think they have it on Origin of OCO. I think they have it on OCO. It was sold out. I think OCO ran it, and I think it looks brilliant. It's GMK like Originative Cyrillic or something like that. It's a white on black set. Waiting for GMK Oblivion to. Oh, I love Oblivion. No, I love Oblivion. Oblivion is a good looking set. I like simple dark sets like Oblivion. I like Dolch. I like Modern Dolch is pretty nice. But I don't know when it will come back with V3. I do like Oblivion though. I do regret not getting Oblivion when I had the chance. But what I'm looking for now, I don't know how much it will be nowadays, but the GMK originative Cyrillic is a really nice set. So anyways, I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna run through a few more typing tests, and then after a few typing tests, I'm gonna go off because I need to study. I've got exams tomorrow, so I'm gonna run through a few more typing tests for you guys, so you can hear and see how it feels. So I'm just gonna run through a few more typing tests for you guys to see, and honestly, consider Box Jades, man. Box Jades are a great board, a great switch. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm mishitting so many keys. That is not good. Oh my god, I'm so slow. Yeah, this is the box jades. Box jades. I love box jades. They're one of my favorite switches, and this is a TOFU60, built with a DZ60 and Kale box jades stock, and I still think it sounds really, really nice. Like, I don't know why people think it doesn't sound really nice, but I think it sounds like a brilliant. It's a really, really nice switch, and I think the board looks pretty cool too. I hope its owner will be happy with it, and I hope that, you know, I hope the owner likes the board, because I think it's a really, really nice looking board with the, wait, I'll show you. On the topic of my F1, yeah, he is designing an F284, and I'm going to try all, like, the best of my ability to get my hands on one of those. I want one so bad. I'm going to just, you know, I am just going to, if I don't get it, I might even resort to Mech Market, because I want one that bad. It's one of the few boards I would resort to Mech Market to buy, if I don't get one. But yeah, back to, yeah, it's a really, really nice board. And, you know, the underglow is just a statement. It's a statement piece. Yeah, oh, good luck. I hope I get one. It's such a cool board. Anyways, here is my F1. And you can see, like, even when the lights are off, the acrylic looks really, really nice. You can see, like, the whole PCB being screwed into the, let me make it right side up for you. You can see the whole PCB being screwed into the case, and you can see the plate mid-layer to it. I think that's a really, really cool view to have on the side of your keyboard. Like, you can have the lights off and just have your board look like this, and it'll look really, really cool. You can have it in your office, you can have it at your desk, but it's going to pull heads no matter where you put it, I think. Unlike mine, mine's not gonna... Alice build when? Alice build when it comes. I think it's coming in 1 or 2 weeks. I think it's currently being shipped over to a warehouse in China, and then I will ship it over to me. And then when that comes, I will probably build it on either the day it comes or the first day I'm free after the day it comes, because I might have work to do. But I'm excited for that. It's an E-White Alice with a red plate, and I think it's going to be great. I still haven't figured out what switches to put in it though, so real ones know when they see that. Yeah, it's really a lot of a, it's an if you know then you know thing. You know what I mean? It's a, if you know what this is, then you know what it is. Like, you have to be a real one to know, and that's like, if someone knows what you have there, that's cool. But you know, if your people don't know, this is gonna pull heads a lot more than whatever board is well, like that. I think a light up TOFU60 or like an EO87 is gonna be, yeah. I love testing my friends, because I think they priced the board on the bottom as 800 and top like 100. Yeah. That is fun. You should like take a picture now and tell them like how much is each keyboard. Like, I'll put them both in the frame for you. Here, take a picture like this. How much is both keyboards? How much is each keyboard? And most of the time, if they don't know, they think that the bottom one is like 6 times the price of the one on top. Or I have to light it up to seal the deal here. There we go. There we go. Now that it's lit up, I think, you know, the bottom one is worth like 9 times more than the board on the top. That's my guess. I showed them a TGR with GMK Oblivion, and he said 150. If he can get me a TGR Jane and GMK Oblivion together for $150, I will buy it in a heartbeat. I'm sure anyone would. Anyways, I think that's it for me today. I've got to go study. So thanks for watching. I think more TOFUs should be coming in the next week. Some KBD75s. Yeah, and I'll have an Alice build sooner or later. So, see you guys. Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys next time.